Hello everyone, welcome to Success Recipe TV. I am here to take you guys on a journey on how to prepare our famous, sumptuous, delicious and nutritious jollof rice. So why I choose jollof rice today is that jollof rice is one of the famous food that we have in West Africa, especially Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, and some other places. So everyone do ask me, how can I prepare jollof rice? Especially my European friends, American friends, they keep asking me the same question. I told them, don't worry, I will teach you guys how to prepare jollof rice. And also, do me a favor by subscribing to this channel. Why I choose some of my recipe of jollof rice is because I have very sensitive stomach and not all recipe works with me, because I can easily have diarrhea by eating some recipes or food spices that do not work well with me. So my kind of stomach might have sensitive stomach. As I said before, that is why my kind of recipe works well with children, or anybody can use my recipe without any problem at all. It will give you exactly what you want and you will not have any kind of diarrhea because of some unwanted recipe. But if you visit any African store, you will definitely get the kind of recipe that I will be using today. First thing you have to do is to parboil the rice. So you see, it's Basmati rice. So if you go to the store, make sure you ask them to give you Basmati rice. While the rice is boiling, we are going to cut the tomatoes. And have it in mind that everything here has been washed properly. So always make sure that you wash your tomatoes, your onion very well. So this is the parboiled rice. You see how it came out? So I need to add more rice because I want to store some in the fridge. I don't want life cooking every day. So because I live alone, so I don't like every time cooking. And I'm also a very busy person. So you can cook a big pot and just put it inside your freezer so they can eat it because if it is basmati rice, that's why I recommended you can use basmati rice, which is very, very good, because basmati rice can last for long. But if it's not basmati rice, the taste won't come out and you might not be able to get exactly what you want. Yeah, this is exactly how I love my onion to look like. Although some people don't really like big onion to dice it into big bits like this. While some people like it tiny pieces. So whatever works for you. But for me, this is exactly how I like my onion to look like for jollof rice. And this is how the tomatoes come out, and everything looking very beautiful and amazing. I love to use fish to cook rice. Although you can use chicken, you can use whatever that works for you. But if you want to use chicken, you have like different options. Either you grate. Later, I will show you guys how to grate chicken and how it will come out very nice. And this is the fish that I'm going to use to prepare for today's own. But next time I can use some other thing. I might not even use fish, I might not even use meat. That's why I tell you, I will teach you guys so many steps you can prepare jollof rice efficiently without breaking the bank. And also, as you can see, I've already boiled the meat. So what you have to do is that immediately you buy the meat and you cut them, or it depends. Or you can tell them to cut it in the market, or any market you go to, they can always cut your meat. What you have to do is to parboil it. I usually use the recipe I use for this parboil is Maggi. I use Maggi. I think if you go to the African supermarket, they sell Maggi there. Just ask them to give you Maggi, and I use a little bit salt, and I always put pepper in parboiling meat. I don't know, but other people might not put pepper. They'll be like, okay, when they are cooking, they'll add pepper. But for me, I always want to spice my meat very well. This is garlic. So this one is garlic, you see. So if you live in Germany, you can easily get this. This is garlic powder. So you can go to the, to African store and get it. So, and I like to use palm oil. I love to use palm oil for my food. So I love to use palm oil, or you can, if you don't want to use palm oil, it's all good, it's all fine. But for me, I love palm oil, and I love to put like some drop of palm oil in every food that I prepare. So this is olive oil. Yeah, it's not so. I love olive oil too because it's very healthy, and unlike the sunflower, so olive oil is very nice. So if you can get olive oil, okay, but if you cannot get olive oil, you can still go with what you have. So this is another one, spices. So if you're in Germany, you can always easily get this. You can easily get this spice. So go to the store, any African store, and they should be selling this. So this one is curry. So this curry, this is one of my favorite curry brand. Let me call it brand. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. So it's very nice. Although I can still use other curry, I don't really care as far as the curry give me what I want. So I bought this also. So I do use this. I have used it. It's very nice, and it's not bad for the stomach. So you can easily you can buy it and use it for your family, your children, to prepare some kind of jollof rice for them, or you can even use it for spaghetti also. Yeah, you can use it for spaghetti or stew. So it's very nice. So you see, this is tarara, derica. So this is derica too. I love derica. Yeah, I love derica because, and bear it in mind that if you are in Germany, if you go to the stores in Germany, like supermarket like Riva, Edeka, you can always see a tin tomato. I prefer my darling derica because this is the tomatoes I've been using since I was in Africa. So, and also this I use, you see, Knorr Cube. Knorr Cube is one of the spices we are going to use to prepare this. And of course, this is salt. So don't mistake it for sugar. The moment we have been waiting for is here now. So we are going to start with the cooking. So we will start by putting the olive oil inside the pot. So as you can see, I've already put the onion. So the next thing now you will do, some people will feel like it depends on what individual person wants, but please, you put the tin tomatoes. But in this case, I will try to remove the onion from the pot. Why I want to remove it is that I want the tin tomatoes to dry very well, because some people do not really know if you use if the onion is still in the pot and you start using the tin tomatoes will not dry very well. And if the tin tomato do not dry very well, it can cause you some kind of diarrhea because of the preservative they use to store it. So you have to, after frying your onion, but I will recommend, first of all, fry the tin tomatoes before the onion, so that you will not do like this. But anyhow you want to do it, okay. But sometimes I just fry the tin tomatoes, allow it to dry before I put the onion. So anyhow you want to do yours, that is okay, but make sure that the tin tomatoes dry very well before you start using it to avoid diarrhea. You can still put some olive oil again, so you have enough oil for the tomatoes to dry. So in this case, I would recommend wooden spoon, because why I recommend wooden spoon is this is very hot and this can easily melt inside the food. So if you can use wooden spoon for this, that would be better for you. So just leave it a little bit so that it can dry. If there's any kind of chemical they use for the preservative, the fire will kill it before you now start cooking the main thing. So you see, it's coming together. Be patient, don't be in a hurry to remove to start cooking, because this tomato will determine if you will have stomach problem or not, because of the preservative. So make sure that you calm down, just give it for some minutes to dry up before you start cooking. The recommended time is 5 to 7 minutes. Just be patient and leave it to dry so that you will not sleep in the toilet. And the time depends on the level of the fire. Some people can use very harsh fire, so don't just wait. Just make sure that you are there and you are looking at it. So when you notice that it's already drying, if it is 2 minutes inside the pot and you notice it's already drying up, you can continue with your cooking. But if your fire is very little, like the one I'm using here now, I didn't put it so high because I don't want it to burn. So if it's very little, you can just take your time and make sure that it works very well. So as you can see, you see how it turned out to be? That is how it should be. That is how it should be. Without something like this, you can have stomach problem. And the tomatoes is even so big. It's a lot. Let me scoop out some that's still remaining. I don't like waste. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. Don't panic when it starts burning. It doesn't matter. So this is it now. Everything is ready now. Everything is ready. So what we have to do now is to put this back. So the main thing now has started. You put the onions back, but don't do it like this. Try to parboil, to try to fry the tomatoes first before onion. So avoid this. Okay, now we have to do now is the fresh tomatoes. This is the time to put it so that it can be able to rhyme with others. put it. Let's see what we got here. So you have to leave it a little bit. Increase your fire so that it will rhyme. And I blended this pepper. I put it in the fridge. So if you don't really have time every time to be blending pepper every day, just blend it and put it in your freezer so that it will frozen. So whenever you want, you can just scoop it out and start cooking. So I will put it here too. I'll put the pepper also so that it will work together with others. It can fry together. So it's turning out very nice. Look, it's looking nice already. So you can put back the tomato water inside so it can cook together also. So let's leave it a little bit. Let's cover it and leave it a while. So this is Knorr cube that I'm adding right now. You will stir it a little bit. Kindly leave it to dry a little bit, okay? Just give it like 2 minutes. So we are back again, you see? If you want, you can try to mash the tomatoes a little bit inside. We are going to add this. So be careful so that you not add so much. You just add you turn it. It's smelling nice already. You add your curry. This is the salt now. I have put meat and every other thing inside and the fish inside. So this is the time, and the Knorr Maggi is inside now. So this is the time to put your salt, and be careful so that you will not add so much salt inside. And before we forget this spice, we can still add it as the final touches. Everything has already entered inside the pot. So the next step to do now is to cover it for a while. I added the water inside so that it will be easy for us to put the rice inside. So this is the rice now, and this is the time to start adding rice inside. So you have to turn everything. You have to turn it. You have to turn it very well so that everything will rhyme together. You can add more water if it's necessary. Make sure that the water you are adding won't be so much. Let it not be small also. Like this water inside here now should be enough for this rice. So I will recommend you test it to be sure if everything is okay. If your Maggi, your Knorr, your spices and everything is okay, or if you need more. So be careful, it's always hot. So you leave it, you cover it and you leave it for a while. So this is the time to start cleaning up the space that you use to cook. So don't be far away while you are cooking. Just be close by in case if you want to check the food. So don't be far away. Open it and check, because the heat can determine if the food will burn or not. Now you can reduce the heat so that the rice will be able to steam very well and not get burned. Rice should be ready. So this is the outcome. So you put up the fire and to taste the food, right? So let's dig in. Sorry. I almost forgot. My friends are still here. Okay, so the food tastes very nice. Everything came out as I wanted. So make sure you follow the whole step and watch the whole video so that you'll be able to get the whole spices and how to start. Don't be afraid to cook any kind of thing that you want to eat. It's all about learning, understand? So you have to learn to be able to be a great cook, not just for you, for your children or for visitors. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. But in case if you have not subscribed, kindly do so. It doesn't cost anything. And also, this channel is not all about food. Yeah, disclaimer, it's not all about food. We're going to talk about business, lifestyle, and advice, even relationship, but talk about it here. So it's not going to be a boring channel, you understand? You'll be seeing my face for a long time. So I believe you guys should get used to my face. Yeah. So and make sure you follow the whole recipe and you'll get the same result and you will thank me later. So try to subscribe, share the video, like, comment, you know, as a girl, and be good and stay out of trouble. Eat healthy, stay healthy. Not every food you see at the restaurant is well cooked. So make sure you learn how to cook for yourself to avoid being a permanent customer to doctors. Take care. Bye.